Level Up Podcast. We back in the building. Hopefully we survive. Hopefully. Well, I survive. They gonna survive. I'm a virgin of the mouth. Wait.
I'm a record.
Hold on. Wait
a minute now.
I'm a virgin alcoholic. Y'all know what I'm saying. The drinks they got me drinking today. So we have a great guest who's also a friend of mine who I've seen around town and watched grow and flourish. And today, excuse me, Nick, I didn't even tell you she was an author, so forgive me of her many titles that I left off. Was author. The Mandi K in the building. How you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm good.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course.
This is super dope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, let's just start. Where did you get your entrepreneur, bite from? How did that start for you?
The minds.
Yeah. The vibes.
So the first thing, if anybody knows me, knows I'm gonna say I'm from A-Leaf.
Okay. SWAT.
Exactly.
What they say? Win.
Yeah. And so growing up, I grew up, with my mom, and she was a single mother. I grew up with my grandparents, right? All in one household. And I just seen her work so hard, and I've seen my grandparents work until retirement, like 60, 70.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They worked at a late age.
For sure.
And I remember telling myself, I'm like, that ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna break this generational curse. You know what I mean? Right. Like, my brothers were on a very heavy, dark past, and my sister decided to go 1 year of college, and that was it. And I was just like, no, this is not the life that I want.
Right.
I want something different.
For sure.
I just, I hustled and decided to become like an entrepreneur. So.
Okay. What was your first thing? Because I know people have like so many different entrepreneur endeavors they dived in, but what was your first dive in the SWAT?
Okay, so this is gonna be so funny because the people watching this, and if they're from A-Leaf and they went to school with me, they're gonna bust out laughing.
Okay. Oh, I'm ready.
So I used to work at. I'm not gonna name the bakery.
Okay.
Because they might try to find me.
Hey,
but I used to work at this bakery,
okay.
Very well-known bakery.
Okay.
And at the end of the night, they used to give their bakery away to organizations.
Gotcha.
So I was putting 2 and 2 together, and instead, what I would do is I would take the cookies, and sell them the next day in school.
I like that though. I like that.
And so I got well known in high school actually for the person who sold cookies.
You was a cookie lady.
I was the cookie lady.
But you know what's crazy? I was a cookie man in high school. I tell you that. That was my first hustle. I sold cookies.
Really?
I never told you. No. That was my first hustle. I sold cookies. But I make them though.
You baked? Oh no, I stole mine.
You stole? Well, same difference.
Well, they donated.
Right, there we go. It was trash.
Like Fritos and
wow, really? You thought it was a cool cut, man? Wow, let's go.
Variety pack.
No, I sold cookies.
It got to a point where it was so noticeable in class. Like people would line up outside my classroom.
Yeah, the trap house.
And people would be like, "Hey, talking to the teacher, like, can we?" And they're like, "Man, you got 5 minutes." And I'm like, "All right, come on, next."
You trapping in there. Did the teacher get some cookies too, or what?
Okay, so I had one teacher who was just like, "Mandi, I don't care what you do. They can come in and out of this class as long as their teacher gives them permission. But you got to bring me a panini."
Oh, wow.
Like a sandwich.
Yeah, I have to think about it.
You got to bring me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Whenever you come to class.
So the teacher was a bribe. That was a bribe. So you had them really too. So they ever popped off.
They could be bought. It was
literally.
And that was my first experience at entrepreneurship. I used to make y'all think it's a joke because it's cookies and I steal them. But I literally used to make
borrow.
We're gonna say borrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna say borrow.
Yeah.
I literally used to make $200 a day.
And that's a lot of money.
What?
That is a lot
in
of money.
high school.
That's believable.
5 days a week.
Cash out. So, dang. So, what was you buying with this money? Like, what was you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, $200 a day? Like, that's a lot for people right now.
I know people that ain't making $200 a day as adults.
So, I would, I wanted a fish tank.
Okay.
So, I had bought myself a fish tank.
Okay.
And then I wanted, because my mama was like, who gonna buy this? Because not with my money. So I was like, okay, well, with my money.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
But then I got smart, and then I ended up buying a car.
Okay, good.
So it was a '99 Ford Taurus.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what's up, though.
And I'm talking about the dashboard looked like a Christmas tree, like every single light.
That's that long.
But you had a car though.
But I had a car
though.
But you had a car.
in high school.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that was my first experience, and I was just like, I ain't gonna be like nobody else. I'm just gonna do me.
Hey, why not? That's cool. Like, was it a problem? Because that's a lot of money to be taken in per day. So like, did you have a bank account at this time, or you just a mattress money, or?
So I did at first just do the little shoebox thing. Yeah, I did the little shoebox thing until I think I was 18, and I bought the car, and then after I bought the car, I ended up getting my own apartment complex.
Oh,
or not apartment complex, but my apartment. I have my own apartment.
Now you bought a complex.
Complex.
You would give more than cookies if you bought just a complex.
So what's in these cookies?
Right, for real.
No, I ended up buying my own spot. I have my own apartment.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah.
How did that feel for you?
Man, I felt like a broke grown adult.
Okay. That's a good description.
I thought I was making money. I really did.
Yeah.
Until you realize that you have to furnish the spot and you gotta feed yourself. I was eating ramen noodles on the counter every single night.
Real life?
No, really, I was. And I was, if y'all know, this area was actually kind of pretty close. I used to stay, my first apartment was off of Bissett and the Beltway.
Okay, yeah. I'm familiar with the area for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean.
You was in there.
Woo!
Yeah.
I was in there.
You was in there.
Yeah, I was in there. So.
That is the place.
It was off, so right behind the raceway, or the racetrack.
I know you're talking about.
Right behind there. That's where I used to stay.
Yeah. Hey,
that's real close for a park now.
Yeah. We was neighbors, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that is good. So that's your first thing. So after you did that, like, I don't know, how long was that run, and then what was your next thing that you moved into?
So I did that my whole senior year.
Okay.
And then after that, I was like, okay, either go to college or find a job. Well, I ain't smart. Like, I'm smart, but I ain't that smart.
Right.
And I hate school.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, I ain't going to college. I was like, you know what? Let me try. And when I went, I tried to apply for financial aid because I don't want to spend no money. All this money I done made off these cookies that I spending on school, I'm good.
Right.
So I tried to apply for financial aid and got denied. And that was my sign from God. I was like, I'm not supposed to go to school.
Right. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. I'm not supposed to go to school, so I never went to college.
Wow.
I thought I was on when I got denied. I was like, maybe that's God telling me I
I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. So I never went to college and ended up getting a job at Starbucks, cleaning toilets.
Wow.
Yes, and I was just like, I hate these people
now,
so much.
Did you steal from there too?
Huh?
Did you borrow from there? I'm sorry. Did you borrow from Starbucks?
No, you know what? They really ain't got nothing there.
Okay.
And they be clocking.
Oh,
they be clocking.
For sure.
And literally, I worked at Starbucks for a little bit, and I wanted so much money, I would bribe people. I would bribe people and tell them, be like, hey, it's Friday night, you don't want to go out? Can I take your shift? You want to go out? I got you, don't worry. Damn. So I would work from open to close every single day. Wow. As many times as I can, until one time my manager at that point, he was just like, hey, we're not paying you for overtime. Dang. I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna go find my own job. I'm gonna find another job.
Right.
And so I found my career in door-to-door sales.
Wow.
So knocking on people's door.
So you are now like around 19, 20, 21?
I'm 18.
Okay, dang.
18. I started, I was moving because I was like, I got something to do. So at 18, I decided to knock doors, selling electricity.
Okay.
And I remember this conversation with my mama. Oh boy. Even though I was not living with her, I remember calling her after the interview. I said, Mama, I got a job. My mom's so happy. She's like, oh, I'm so happy for you. You're going to do great. It's going to be wonderful. What is it?
Oh.
And I said, well, I didn't go to Starbucks the next day to open shift, so I'm pretty much fired. And she was like, oh, that's okay. If you found a better job, what is it? I was like, was knocking on doors, selling electricity. She said, baby, go ask Starbucks for your job back. Just tell them you're sorry.
Was it a safety thing, though, or was it like she didn't see the vision?
I think it was a safety thing because, she's been a hard worker all her life. And she just was just like, she's a 9 to 5, so, in salary now. But that's what she's used to, and that's what my grandparents are used to. So, I was telling her that I was getting into door knocking, working 100% commission.
Right. They don't understand.
She was just like, baby, you don't want to do that. That's too much work.
And and I think everybody sitting here, we're like all first generational of that entrepreneur thing. Because, our parents, our family, they're used to, you go to work, get a check. They don't understand hey, I'm going to work tomorrow. I got 12 hours, but I don't know if I'm going to get $5 or not. That part they can't grasp. I went through the same thing, but later when they see that, okay, I guess you was right.
The vision.
Right. They don't have it. They've been blinded by the 9 to 5 thing.
Yeah.
So
that is absolutely
you know what's crazy? Now that I realize now that I'm older, like my pops, like he kind of
he's
pushed.
still young. Listen to him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Please.
He got it going. Okay.
My pop. Yeah, I wish shit. Now my pops, like he pushed real estate hard. And I used to take his, like I used to do, I don't want to do him like that. But I used to do like some of his papers and shit for his classes and like some of his homework. And I was like, damn, like this shit really not that bad. But he always pushed like real estate and entrepreneurship. Like we gotta go get the money like any type of way. It ain't gotta be 9 to 5.
That's dope.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I never had that.
But
I never had that.
But I didn't realize it until I got older because then I was like, nigga ain't making no money in no real estate. Like
right.
So he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
See, that's cool. See, I never had anybody in my family that was doing.
But see, he used to how he used to finesse it though. Like he used to work overnight. And then during the day, he used to do real estate. So he probably slept like 2 hours. Like,
crazy.
And he used to just, every day, like a couple years straight, he used to do that.
And not saying anything is wrong with the 9 to 5.
No, not at all. I had plenty of jobs.
What I find being a problem is the limitation that people's mindsets have. Because you could be at a 9 to 5 and work all the way up to CEO.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Or maybe you just are very comfortable with, your nice salary. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's really dope to just even hear that your dad was just trying to expand your mind. Or maybe find a cheat sheet. So
I think that's what it was.
Hey, but it's legal to hire your child.
Oh, so you good? You ain't bring that along?
I just found that out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Business world.
Child labor.
Yeah.
Did you get paid?
So that's the problem.
But you ain't though. You ain't though, so you got paid.
As long as I got some of the money.
For sure.
You got it one way.
New shoes and shit. There you go.
There you go.
For sure. But that's dope. See, we need actually more that. See, now you got something to reference back to your family, like as far as entrepreneurship. Like, on our side, we imagine telling your people we do this, they're like, they don't even grasp the idea of it.
No, that's how my mom's is though.
Yeah.
Mom, she ain't making no money.
Right.
What a job? Which job you got? What job you going to next?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what my mom's is on. She ain't no entrepreneurship at all. So.
Same way my family, same way.
Yeah.
But we breaking that, we changing we changing the narrative now for sure.
No, definitely.
So, yeah. So okay, now you at Starbucks doing your thing. What's next for you?
You at the electricity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We doing a door now. We left Starbucks.
I started knocking doors.
Panini's back there. Okay.
They told me they were showing me all these checks and they said I can make as much money as I want. I'm like, if half of this shit is true, I'm gonna be all right because it ain't worse than Starbucks working, X amount of hours open to close and getting $400 checks. So come on.
Facts.
And I'm gonna applaud you for that because I've been in that position too. Like they offered me to do that door to door, whatever, but it was some knives.
You might be good.
And I was like, nah, bro. Yeah, I ain't going to nobody's door.
No, for real.
Like you a killer.
Hold on, especially nowadays. Think about, not to be, they're gonna be like, hold on.
They gonna cuss you out on ring first of all.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as you press that button,
Get your
is there a reason why you're at my door, sir?
What are you selling? Nas.
Nah, for real.
No, it's crazy. They still do that though.
No,
they definitely do.
No, they still do.
I get the ring notifications. I can see them.
Bro, I swear.
Are you home?
It seemed like they get everybody out of high school too. Like
Literally.
it's like
duh.
Out of high school. Yeah.
The youth they open minded green.
Yeah.
We
Yes, we need them.
Yeah. They selling dreams out there too, but
hey, but it really isn't just a dream. It's really it's a dream turned to reality. Like I said, like they told me like, oh, you can make this, you can travel the world. I'm like, look, I'm from A-League.
Yeah.
But
I already don't make no money. What?
You did so you made the money and you traveled the world?
Absolutely. So my first week I got a paycheck. It was only like for half a week's work because I started on an off day, and it was
that time when you start like mid.
Yeah. Like damn.
I got 4 days this year.
You should.
Right.
Ask me.
Tell us about this.
Check this. But
I remember that. Like,
no, for
vividly,
real.
like, I want to start with a week start.
HR, come on, man. Well, sir, you started in the middle of
This is
pay
the day
period.
that you started.
It's the second pay period.
We're halfway through the
That's
week.
part of growing though.
It is. You
Yeah, it is.
experiences. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, but no, you're right. But I got the first paycheck, and for 4 days, it was $800. I said,
Hello.
I know this. I'm cashing this immediately.
Just case about. Just
just,
case about.
in case I'm having it.
Right,
Can't
right.
find me no more. But
Right.
I'll come back
I'm
next week. So then I got another check, and it was over $1,000. So then I got my next check, and I started in November of 2008, right? And when I started in November of 2008, it was right around Christmas when you go shopping. And right before that week, I was gonna go shopping, right? Waiting for my paycheck, right? And it was $1,500
That's good
for
money.
1 week.
That's good money.
Dang.
That's
At that time, you know.
You talking about 08? That's
That's what I'm saying.
08, that's
That's
good money.
crazy.
Yes.
For sure.
And I was
Yeah.
popping. I was
Yeah.
like,
I can't tell you nothing.
can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember because I went to ask my mom, and I do this every year. I say, hey mom, list 5 things that you want for Christmas.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
you know, she did me the old typical mom. She was like, oh, I just want some plasticware and some towels. And I'm like, nah. Give me the good stuff.
Give me that big one. That big one.
And I was like, if there was anything that you wanted, what would it be? And this is what she told me. So the first thing, and I have to tell you this because it'll make sense later.
Okay,
But she said, I want an Audi.
Okay.
I want an all-white Audi. I'm like, all right.
All right. You gotta relax.
Hey.
You gotta relax.
Chill.
You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Too
You
much.
gotta relax. I was just playing.
So she ended up saying she wanted the VCR player,
Okay.
a new TV,
Okay.
and a Coach purse.
Okay.
And I think TV trays and some other
Whatever.
typical mom stuff.
Right.
I got her everything on her list. Got her that TV. That was when the flat
box.
screens. No,
Oh, okay.
that's what 2008.
No,
That's
2008.
2008.
My bad.
Yeah,
That's
Black
why
screen.
I was really questioning the VCR. I was like, what
Yeah. Oh no, you know what? You're right.
DVD
Right. No, it was a
player.
DVD player.
player.
It was a DVD
I let
player.
her slide on that. I said, she's talking about VCR.
No. It was. You're right. It
I
was
was like,
a DVD player.
Or was it Blu-ray?
No, it was the DVD.
Okay.
It had
Okay,
the
DVD.
works. I made sure of it. Okay, I got that bad boy from Walmart.
For sure.
And I got her everything on her list, and I remember her opening up all these gifts, and she looked at me, she said, "What are you doing?
Oh.
Are you a drug dealer?"
Right.
I'm like, "No, Mama, I did that door-to-door job you told me not to do." So, but fast forward, you know, I've been in the industry now for it's going on 15 years.
So, oh wow.
15 years, and I have traveled the world. I have made at least over, well, you know, I was telling him, you know, also, you know, now I've purchased my previous company that I was working for. So I have my own. So I have my own contract with the Fortune 200 company, NRG.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
And we make over my very first year being in business as myself. We made $1.5 million.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
Yes.
what I'm talking about. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
money?
So-
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy, and you know, it's just, you know, just following your heart and just doing what doing what you say. So, you know, I don't ask my mom what she want no more because.
Oh yeah, because now it's like, well, shoot.
So actually, it was crazy.
Came out.
The time.
I used to. I was making 200, 300,000 easily a year, 500,000, right? And I remember one year I had got rid of my car, and I was just like, man, I just want to experience no car for a while, you know. And instead, I was like, but you know what? This Christmas, I'm gonna do something different, and I bought my mom the car that she wanted.
Okay.
So I bought my
Spin
mom
the
an
block.
all-white Audi.
Oh.
It's an all-white A3 Audi.
Did she pass out?
Huh?
Did she pass out when she seen the what?
Almost. I'll show y'all the video later.
Okay,
She was
okay.
just like,
Right. In disbelief.
she was like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, I'm serious. It's you, Mom. Go ahead.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing.
Right?
I applaud you for that, like,
Yeah.
for sure.
It was one of the best accomplishments I think I've
That's
done.
fine.
Nice. I
I
love
can't
to
wait
hear
to
it.
do my mama like that.
That's dope.
She done got the new Camry now though. She kind of shitting on me now. Yeah, I just bought the new Camry. It's a sports package.
Sports package. Top of the
like-
line.
It has a sun.
Hey, them Camrys and Toyotas and
Listen,
stuff.
they still play game up.
Yeah,
They
she
still play game
big
up. for
time.
sure. You got her the dream car. So then this is like year what for you in your business?
Oh, well, like I said, I got heard that car back in 2018.
Okay.
But, like I said, I've been doing energy since 2008. 2008. So it's been 15 years now.
That's dope.
15 years.
That's so dope.
So, maybe I should have sold them now.
Hey. And I've traveled the world, like, and that's why I'm so thankful and blessed that I did take that leap of faith, because, like, at 18, I lived in Boston, Massachusetts. I lived in Philly, experienced Chicago, New York, lived in Dallas for a little bit. I mean, I've traveled to Aruba, Costa Rica, Barcelona, Spain, Belize, Barbados.
All over.
Everywhere. Rome, Italy.
Damn.
That's dope.
So, I mean, I'm very thankful. And, because of door-to-door, and because of just everything else, like, I literally decided to just expand my mind, and that's where I decided to get into the more businesswoman entrepreneurship, and coming out with the book, or real estate, or stocks and bonds, and I just started doing different things, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do it all.
I love it.
Fire.
Nah, it definitely is. So how do you like? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so we got to the COVID part, right? And I know nobody really could go door to door at that point. So what was the transition like?
Man, that was so crazy because it was hurtful. At that point, I had 5 offices. I had 5 offices. We were doing door to door. So I had a couple in McAllen, Houston, a couple in Dallas. And then they say, COVID, everybody shut down, you can't do nothing. I'm like, how are we going to make money? I'm terrified at this point because, this is what I rely on. But that's what changed my mindset. I was just like, no, this can't be it. What if this lasts forever? You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
Because at first it was cute. It was 1 week.
Yeah, like 1, 2, 3 weeks. We back in the office, get to the money.
3 weeks.
Right.
We going on, and I'm like, okay, something wrong. No, this ain't it. And so I remember sitting down with my then boss, who I ended up, later on become really great friends, and he's a great mentor. He literally was just like, we can sell commercial electricity. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started contacting big companies. So I have some of the spots that y'all enjoy here in Houston are some of my clients.
That's dope.
I'm happy to say that. And big fortune companies like franchises, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A's, and stuff like that. Freight companies. Like, I started learning how to sell to those type of customers instead of like residential only. So then and then I was just like, okay, now I'm getting $10,000, $20,000 deposits. Like this.
Change the game.
But I'm like, no, there's something else to life, because that's like, you only get that deposit for as much as you work.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna be an author.
Okay.
I said, I'm gonna write a book. Because I need residual money coming in constantly.
For sure.
Just in case something like this happens.
For sure.
So I remember sitting down and I just started writing a book. I started planning it out, doing the categories, doing the chapters and figuring out which chapter is gonna say, and really creating a story. And I actually dropped this book on my birthday.
Dope.
Of 2020.
A gift to yourself.
A gift to myself.
Wow.
Yep. So.
So what was that like? Like, as far as like going somewhere or going online and just seeing your book, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially on the bigger platform, the Amazon.
Right.
Yes. So we're on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, iTunes, whatever that bookstore is.
iBook.
That one. iBook.
I made
everything with an
I.
iTunes has everything with an I, so whatever.
Right.
Man, it was very humbling.
Yeah.
Knowing where I come from, knowing the things that I've been through, going through heartbreak and heartache and everything of that nature as a woman in an industry that's male dominated.
Right. I was definitely going to ask you about that too.
Man, oh God, don't get me started on that. And there's so many things that you go with that part. It was heartbreaking and heartwarming, like all of that. I remember being on FaceTime with my friend, who we went to jail together.
Yeah. We got that sometimes.
And now to know, like, she's a mother, she's an amazing wife now, and it's like, I was on the phone with her, I'm like, bitch, I'm an author.
That's crazy.
I was like, I'm
you see what I had to genuinely, I'm like, dang, excuse me, because that's different.
And that's what I wanted. I like my whole mentality was that I didn't want to be like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted wherever the crowd is going, I don't want to go there.
Right.
I want to go the opposite way.
Right. Facts, though.
You know.
Facts, yeah.
So one other thing I didn't tell y'all either.
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, shit.
So during COVID, I created multiple streams of income.
Okay.
And, you know, I started a trucking company and I did not do nothing with it. So I'm not proud of that one. But
Same.
I was just like, you did too! Man, because everybody was hyping it up.
Yeah, everybody.
I think it got overcrowded, though. I think
You
that's
can't get overcrowded with it.
it feels
Bro,
like
I had the name, I had everything going.
Me too. Mine was Manco Trucking.
I don't even remember the name. I don't even remember the name. And it was just wild. Like, it just didn't go nowhere. I was just like, damn, like, just did this for no reason.
And that's how I felt too. It was like, damn, I'm just kind of doing this for no reason. But I didn't have any passion behind it. Like, that's a hard industry. It's very overpopulated. I have really great friends who are in that industry and was trying to coach me on it. And I was just like, not here. It wasn't here. It wasn't for me. The book moved me.
Yeah.
Owning a marketing firm moved me.
Right.
But then I decided, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a liquor company.
Okay.
So I actually have my own tequila.
So why the hell we about to get
it is still in the works of it.
Okay.
I'm saying right now, whenever your liquor release party is,
let me know.
Pulling up.
It's
I'm trying
popping.
to be in there.
Okay.
It is definitely it's gonna go down.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I created a tequila company and literally have a manufacturer, you know, from Jalisco, Mexico, and from there, you know, created a bottle and everything.
And then the sweat with a lime in my ear. I'm gonna wear a button up to it.
Texas is very hard. Texas is very hard because Texas is a like 4-tier state in some sense. Like you, as an owner of the liquor and spirit world, you can't go and sell liquor to a company. You have to have a distributor. You have to have a representative, and that distributor has to go and sell it to a retailer. And that retailer is what sells it to the businesses and stores and stuff like that. What? Like the clubs and bars.
You all dropping gems. Like
oh yeah, like if anybody is trying to, you know, start a liquor company, it is a process.
Wow.
Damn.
So yeah.
Because you know, I always wanted my own like wine.
Wine I think might be a little different.
Like a wine champagne type of thing, like, you know, some smooth shit.
Okay.
But cool. I don't know. We'll go into that.
Well, you got a person to consult with.
You know, I think wine is different because I think that as long as you have somebody or that you know somebody in that category, you might be able to like
finesse.
No, not finesse. What's the word I'm looking? Like collaborate, I guess. With
collaborate.
Them.
Okay.
And you can make some money off of it, but I didn't want to go that route. Like I didn't. I was like, no, I want to be.
You want to go straight there,
right?
And I don't want my liquor, and you know, it's trademarked and everything. So if anybody ever tried,
hey, don't do it.
It's up.
Don't do it.
I'm taking you to court.
If Casamigos can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, and you know, and mine tastes way better than that, by the way.
I'm telling you, like,
if
all you gotta do is get it popping, bro. All you gotta do is get popping. It's up.
It is.
Cause
for sure.
We love to have your liquor on our show. I'm saying it right now.
Oh yeah.
We love to have your liquor be the sponsor. We'll buy it.
It'll be at Specs and Total Wine.
Okay.
Yeah. Said it right here.
Yeah, right there.
That black ass nigga right there. We used to have his bottles.
A whole thing
Really?
with a light up thing to get out one liquor.
Facts.
So yeah, we up.
He shied on us.
Yeah. It's a hard process, and I did start that back in 2020 during COVID. And
but that's two things three things.
Three things technically, but I started. And
damn, but that's dope though.
Yeah.
No, facts.
But that's when I got the whole Airbnb idea.
You did Airbnb?
Uh-huh.
I did it for a while.
Man, it's just another market that I feel like just got overpopulated and people ran it down. And now I don't trust people because the way they trashing these Airbnbs and doing crap, like,
oh Lord,
I'm glad I'm out. Tap out.
Yeah, it's bad. And I had it automated, so like I learned like a little trick to the trade. I had a really great friend of mine who we kind of like was like, how's your Airbnb doing? It's good? Okay, what'd you learn?
Right.
You know, so we would bounce ideas.
Right.
You know, off of it or whatever. But it kind of just got a little saturated and overwhelmed. And
everybody wanted to be the super host. Everybody was the best Airbnb person.
I mean, I was a 5-time super host.
I was supposed to. But I'm just saying. I see that, like, you know, Stepped a little bit on it, yeah.
You know, we post on Instagram.
Real Super Bowl.
You know, it don't take nothing to be a Super Bowl.
Real life.
Just don't get no complaints.
On the game. On the game.
It look cute.
Extra
Okay?
towels.
I got a coffee mug from Airbnb.
Wow.
That was Super Bros. Thank you very much.
They ain't give me that.
And they gave me a keychain.
Okay,
What?
you won. You won.
No, it was really cool though. Like I had 7.
Oh yeah,
7.
we had 4.
Yeah.
5 collectively. Yeah, so it just was always just something though with people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things like.
I'm still salty about the one in Miami.
I mean, that was the most fun one. That was the most. Yes, Biscayne Bay, 35th.
Why am I just learning about this?
Man, see, why I just learning about yours?
Mama, Houston.
I said Houston too.
I went to Miami one. I seen a flight the other day. Round trip was $54 to Miami.
Oh, well, we hold on to the wing or we on the inside?
Nah, they got the curfew now.
And it wasn't Spirit.
Oh, okay. I see this in the pilot.
Right.
Oh, put this gear, yes sir.
They got $55 and they on soul plane.
For real.
What
What was we at? American?
I think it was United or Frontier.
Oh, no, that's not.
Oh.
Well, okay, that's different. Now, you can't say United or Frontier. That's like, hold on now.
Yeah.
That's like apples to. Anyway, you don't say that.
But anyways, the
Freaking
flight was
Boost
$54.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat it.
Yeah,
I love Miami.
thanks.
I would like to go back. I would go back.
Oh yeah, me too. So.
Nah, I respect the mindset though because
Yeah.
a lot of people went kind of into a depression mode
That's the thing.
when
sure.
COVID came.
Yeah.
The fact that she was able to create new ideas and grasp on the new businesses, like that's powerful. I know a lot of people that was just like,
They lost their mind. They lost their mind.
Well, tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
For real.
I'm not gonna lie. I had parties almost every single day.
Listen,
Didn't get one invite. Go ahead. Since we blasted, I'm recovering. You get one invite. Being friends for years.
damn.
Look.
Yeah.
You didn't get the invite.
Yeah,
I damn sure
yeah,
didn't get the
yeah.
invite.
Look, we did, and I love to cook. I love to cook. I throw down. Like I was having soul food Sunday every weekend, and so a lot. Like I was, and I don't know how to cook small, so I would cook large portions.
Okay.
And man, I would have so many people.
You had some?
Not at all.
Alright.
Not
I
a
didn't-
drumstick.
Damn.
Not a corner of
You
macaroni.
know, hey, that's my fault.
Not a corner of
I'm gonna
macaroni.
take that. I'm gonna take that. Because we threw down.
Yeah,
like I
for
did
sure.
a whole pot of gumbo before, like just cooking. And, but you know during
How much you need?
but you know for COVID, I have to give all thanks to God because honestly, like I remember, I think that's when I've always been very close. If anybody knows me, they know that like Mandy's not like spiritual, but she like is embedded, like you know.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think the year before I had lost my grandmother. And so I lived in this high rise in Kirby, in the Kirby area. And during COVID, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to relive her and I'm going to plant shit.
Okay.
And I literally started my whole garden.
Wow. Okay.
And I had like, so my balcony had like tomatoes and blueberries and mints and stuff like that. And it was so funny because, you know, I remember not thinking anything of it, but I was just like, one of them was collard greens I made.
What?
You know, and I remember, you know, during COVID, you kind of do get a little depressed being at home all night.
facts.
Yeah,
at home,
you know.
it was tough,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you know, one of the Bible verses says, like, as long as you have faith of a mustard seed.
I see what you did.
I see.
You know,
I
and
see what you did.
I'm not even joking when I say this. People think I'm crazy, but I literally was looking at mustard seeds in my hands, and I was just like, I planted them.
Wow.
And then after COVID kept going, and we're in the house longer than expected,
Right.
you know,
right.
all of a sudden I see sprouts.
Mhm.
I'm seeing greenery and things that I can literally pick off and eat.
Growth.
And I'm like, you know, but that's what really got me through a lot of COVID, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what just was like, I'm gonna write my book. I'm gonna do this. Anything that I decided that I was gonna put my mind to, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have no limitations. Like, because as long as you have faith of a mustard seed,
Right.
whether if it's a word, you know, I don't care if you just got a title to your book. You know,
Yeah.
you can write that book. You know, I don't care if you just have an idea of an LLC, you can start that business.
Thanks.
So that's what just made me like, I'm going full throttle, and I don't want none of this little mom and pop stuff that people be doing. I want when people talk about me and my businesses, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's not no small mom and pop shop.
Right.
That's
real deal.
It's a real deal."
This is getting me motivated again. I never told you this, but I wrote a book when I was 10.
What? And
I wrote it about the effect of divorce on children.
Nah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Did you go through something similar?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. That's what made me write it. And it was like, I think it was like 200 or 300 pages. I lost it. When Hurricane Ike came, it kind of flooded out my house or whatever, and like the computer kind of fucked up and all that, so I lost the whole book. Yeah. But I was like, damn, like what would happen if I would have dropped, like if I was able to put that book out, because I was a kid writing that. For sure. And it was powerful, like because I was talking about my real life experiences. Yeah. So I know it would have kind of went somewhere.
I would have bought that book.
No, sure. So I'm like, damn, like what if I think I should try to like do it again. But
100%.
But every time I think about losing it, I'm like, damn, I don't even want to do it no more. It's not gonna come from the same place.
But it's still in your mind though.
But so that's one thing that I loved about writing is that you tap in. Yeah. You know? And you gotta really find a space. You know? Yeah, right. Like whatever hours you're not absolutely doing nothing, or you're on social media scrolling, that's the time that you need to put your phone away, throw it. I don't care if you have to put it on the top shelf, in the cabinet, in the refrigerator, whatever you got to do. You know, put it somewhere and literally just write. You know, and I mean, technically, there are places like as long as you have an idea and you have a subject, there's ghostwriters. You know, there are people who will help you write the book. There are people who will give you ideas and strategies and stuff like that. So I think you absolutely should.
I think.
I support you 100%.
This is what we're in March.
Yeah, this is March. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see it by the end of the year for sure.
Let's do that.
You should totally do that.
I like that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that.
Because you can talk all the way to your current time now, because now you got more to write about.
Yeah, I'm about to say
now. And you got your
and
own
what
life.
effects that still has brought, if any, whatever.
Right. I'll chime in. I got a chapter for you. I got a single home chapter for you.
There you go. Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm gonna do that though.
You should. That is so
I think about that all the time, bro. Like,
do it. You thought about it too long.
Right.
Thought about it way too long.
And you know what? I really feel like that's sometimes where a lot of our downfalls are. Is that sometimes we just think too much. We're too much in our head, and we lose sight of a lot of things. Like I have to be honest, like with the liquor company, that's the one I've done I have a multi-million-dollar company, I have a wonderful, successful I had a short-term rental business and I had all this. I'm an author. But the liquor company scares and terrifies me, and I'll tell anybody this, because it's legal. Like this is something that's going to be consumed.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Sure. And so for me, I'm like, it has to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist, but sometimes you have to kind of get out of your head.
Facts.
So if you have an idea of doing something, you just need to go out and get it done. It just needs to happen.
I would 100%.
I need it.
Because what's the worst that'll happen?
Right.
You're right.
Like it'll fail? Wow,
right. Okay, you did it though.
A million L's ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel
Facts. No, for real.
Definitely. I agree.
Wow. Well, this
You're right.
I'm sorry.
No, that was good. That was good.
That was good. That was definitely good.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go get.
Please.
Because it's still out.
Because she's an awesome person.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Y'all are awesome people.
Aww.
Y'all seem like awesome people.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
So tell people where they can find you, or anything you got coming out you want people to know about. Right. Share.
Yeah. So really, Instagram, official Mandi, Mandi.
Right there you go.
K. And then it's an underscore.
Okay.
So, you can find me at official Mandi K _ on Instagram. My book is on Amazon, Kindle, audio. So if you go to my link I think it's Linktree.
Linktree.
So if you go to my Linktree, you'll actually see some articles that I've done, and some articles that have been written about me. I'm trying to get on Forbes, by the way.
It's coming. Yeah, there you go.
But and then you'll also be able to see, like, if you're looking for door-to-door sales, how you can actually apply for door-to-door and come join my team.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, a winning team.
All I'm saying is that people ain't making $1,500 now.
I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, an average agent will make about $3,000 a week.
See?
Yeah. So that's that. But then you can also get my book too on there. It has the link to Amazon that you guys can purchase it. So.
Okay. Cool. Well,
y'all better go get to the money.
You better level up.